Hi ChicaGrill fans, welcome to yet another ChicaGrill video. Today I'm so excited, we're making a pulled pork. And what we have here is a Boston butt cut, AKA shoulder. We have about 6.5 pounds of meat. And what I love so much about making pulled pork is that it is easy to please a hungry crowd without too much fuss. Very simple recipe that we're gonna do here together. And you can cook this actually a number of different ways. We're going to smoke it today, but what I want to show you and tell you is other methods for cooking it. I don't want you to shy away from, oh, we're gonna smoke it today and you don't have a smoker or you don't have time to futz around on a regular grill, putting it on indirect heat, maintaining that constant temperature. You don't have to do all that. You can even do it in your crock pot, okay? So if we are gonna use that smoker, and we are, you have to maintain that temperature at 225 degrees. Now that goes for if you're using an electric smoker. It goes for if you're using your regular grill outside, right? You wanna maintain that 225 degree temperature. And it's going to be using that indirect heating method, okay? So otherwise, if you're using a crock pot, easy peasy. Just throw this on high in that crock pot for 5 to 6 hours. All in all, what we're looking for is to cook this butt for at least 1 hour per pound. So use that as a general rule of thumb. And we definitely want to make sure that no matter what cooking method you're imparting on your butt, on our butt, you want to make sure that that internal temperature reaches 190 degrees and that it's fork tender. You can use forks to just tear apart that meat. That's the consistency of the meat that we're looking for. And we'll talk a lot more about that later. What we're gonna do first, above everything else, is season this butt. And I love to use beer, and you can use whatever kind of beer you like. I like to use a light beer. Now you can, if you want, also use 2 to 3 tablespoons for about 6.5 pounds of meat of mustard. So it just depends on your personal preference. I am gonna do it today with beer. Beer just lends a phenomenal, different, distinct flavor. I can't describe it, but make this a couple of different ways. Make it a couple of different times. You know, one time use the beer, another time use that mustard. You're gonna love it any which way. Then what we have here is about 1 cup of my dry rub recipe. Now, if you didn't watch my dry rub, it's my very first video that I ever put out on YouTube. Definitely check it out. Step-by-step instruction on how to make a perfect rub. And this rub is gonna go fantastic with pork. It has brown sugar, it has paprika, that smoked sweet Spanish paprika that I so love. It has onion powder, garlic powder, so on and so forth. So check out that recipe under dry rub, okay? That's the title of that video. And what we're gonna do, guys, simple, put it on there, that's it. And we're gonna gently pat this in. And what that beer does is it essentially, oh, and I should be taking off my rings, guys. I don't know what I'm thinking, I don't wanna ruin these babies. Okay, sorry. Here we go, guys. And my hands are clean, by the way. And remember, I always say, if you don't like to handle raw meat, don't use gloves, right? We're gonna turn this meat all around, all right? We wanna make sure that we are coating every single nook and cranny. And what I'm doing is just gently patting this in. Okay, we don't wanna be too rough with our butt. Nobody likes that. Well, I'm just gonna leave that there. And again, we're just making sure that we are coating this all around. There's some at the bottom. So look, I'm just gonna pick up my butt and make sure that every side is covered. Have fun with this, guys. This is such a fun recipe, so easy to make. And after we coat this, we're just gonna put it overnight in the refrigerator. Let this baby sit. Look at how gorgeous that is. Try this dry rub. Try it with beer one day and with mustard the next. You won't regret it. So again, we're just gonna let this sit and marinate overnight. It's going to impart the best flavors in that pork. We're gonna cover it up, put it in the refrigerator all night, and I'll see you back tomorrow when we put this in the smoker. Welcome back, ChicaGrill fans. It's a brand new day. We have had our pork butt marinating overnight, and look at this deliciousness. I cannot wait to get this in the smoker. So as I mentioned, we are going to have our smoker prepared to 225 degrees. We want to maintain that constant temperature throughout this cooking process. We're more than likely going to leave this pork butt in our smoker for at least 5 to 6 hours. Remember, we want to get an internal temperature of about 190 to 200 degrees for a perfect pulled pork. If you're using the crock pot, right, 5 to 6 hours on high. And if you're using an indirect actual charcoal grill, you definitely want to maintain that 225 throughout, okay, for at least 5 to 6 hours. It's about an hour per pound. So now what we're going to do is simply put this in the smoker, walk away from it, okay? The first thing I want to do is actually put some beer, right, in our pan, our liquid pan. So I'm going to do that. No, this needs to go in the smoker. Look at all this beautiful smoke already. I did forget to mention that I do have a combination of apple and peach chips in my wood tray. So you can use any combination of wood chips that you'd like. And I'm going to put that whole bottle of beer. Open up that smoker and take off my rings before I forget, like yesterday. All right. And I'm just going to grab this. You can obviously use tongs, gloves, whatever, but I love to get my hands dirty. So we're going to put this in here. Oh my God, this looks absolutely incredible. Cannot wait to taste this. Place it right there in the middle rack. Look at that gorgeousness. Close it up. Got a lot of that deliciousness on my hands here. Let me wipe that up. Lock it up really tight. And walk away. 5 to 6 hours, I'll meet you back here. And here we are, guys. We have had our pork butt smoking for about 6.5 hours. Remember, I did say rule of thumb, it's about 1 hour per pound in the smoker. The deliciousness that I am smelling right now, it's amazing. And by the way, we had to move the party inside because it is monsoon season here in New Mexico, so it is storming outside. No worries, we can do everything inside. So I have had my meat resting. I let it reach an internal temperature of about 191 degrees before I pulled it off. I've covered it with aluminum foil, and I've had this butt just resting for about 30-35 minutes now. And that's kind of important, guys. Let it rest, let it absorb those juices and start to get really even more tender. The next step, the unveiling. Wait until you see what we have. Ta-da! Look at this beauty. Oh my gosh, look at the coloring all around this pork butt. It is absolutely magnificent. Check that out. Incredible. Okay, and that's all of that rub that we put on there. Just truly amazing. It smells amazing. And what we're gonna do is, I have a little bit more of my dry rub because as I tear this apart, I wanna make sure that that inner meat also has some nice seasoning. Now remember, we did put a lot of that rub on the outside, so as I separate this with my grill claws, look at these bad boys, we can taste it for seasoning. Okay, so what we're gonna do is just tear. Oh gosh, do you see this? Look at this. Look at this. It is just pulling completely apart, coming right off of that bone. Look at this tenderness. Oh my gosh, guys, and this smells amazing. Oh wow, oh wow. I'm just separating the meat from the bone here. Gorgeous. Look at this. Now, if you wanted to have even more tender meat, you can most certainly leave this in the smoker until it reaches an internal cooking temperature of about 200, 201 degrees or so. But I'm just gonna work at this here, gently pulling away. Oh my gosh, look at how beautiful this is. And I'm just gonna taste it and see if it needs any more seasoning. This is gonna be according to your taste, guys. If you think it needs more salt, if you think it needs more of the dry rub, add it. Oh my gosh, look at, and these little grill claws make it so easy. Incredible. So you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna take a little break here. I'm just gonna try this out. Look at this, the texture, the quality of this meat. Look at how tender it just shreds. Ooh. Okay guys, this is absolutely wonderful. Oh my gosh, I don't think it needs any more seasoning. I really think that that rub that I put on the outside of this meat is just imparting great flavor all throughout. And so just keep mixing it. Spread that flavor. Oh, if you knew the party that was happening in my mouth right now. Wow. Now, you can serve this a number of different ways. A lot of people, including myself, I'm talking with my mouth full, do add the barbecue sauce to the meat. You can most certainly do that. I love to do that. If you like it a little bit less saucy, feel free to add this to your bun and then put sauce on top. But I'm gonna go ahead and take my barbecue sauce, and it's to taste, right? Remember, ChicaGrill barbecue sauce, not just any barbecue sauce. Mix it all up again. Oh, this is a thing of beauty, guys. I'm just gonna mix it up right there in the middle. I'll put a little pinch of seasoning, just to make those flavors pop. And what are we gonna do? We're gonna load up our little buns that are just waiting for this party. Oh gosh, guys, look at this. Oh, this is incredible. Look at that texture. Look at that outer coating with that rub. Just absolutely incredible. Delicious. And what I like to do when I serve these, I love to top it off with a little bit of coleslaw. Just gonna add some right on top. Look at how easy it is. And 1, 2, 3, we have ourselves a feast. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Add a little bit of parsley on top, and look at the gorgeousness that we have here. Oh my gosh, pulled pork. Excuse me for a moment, because I cannot help myself here. I'm gonna dive right in. If you make this recipe, feel free to comment in the comment section. Try it out. I can't talk anymore, guys. This is too good. I gotta finish the sandwich. See you soon.